Hello everyone and welcome to 4D Systems Introduction to NX video. This video will be covering 3D printing aspects of NX. So we're looking at the parts that we made out of the 3D scans of the shoe inserts in the last video. If you haven't seen that video and you want to know more about manipulating 3D scan data, go ahead and take a look at that. Basically we took a shoe insert, we took the top surface which we wanted to model, and we replaced the bottom surface with a nice flat surface that we're going to be able to put right directly on our 3D printing bed. So this will kind of highlight the abilities of taking a 3D scan, going straight into a 3D print environment. So we're going to go ahead and open a new additive manufacturing part. So this is where we're going to open up this 3D printing part, and you can set your own template here for whatever build tray you have. They have some preset Trump parts in here as well, but we're going to start with an empty build tray, and we're going to do it in inches. We're going to go ahead and save it in the desktop. I have a folder set up for this video, and we're going to name it Print Bed 1. Go ahead and hit OK. And here you're going to see NX build a sample print volume with a print bed. And you can pick what output you want. You can do a 3MF file or STL. Typically, STL is more popular, but 3MF is also an option. And you'll see it'll generate a print surface just based on standard dimensions. I'm actually going to go ahead and open a existing print surface I have that's already set up for my TAS 5 printer that we have. This will just make this process a little bit quicker, but I'll show you how to change the parameters here. So if you go ahead and right-click on the STL file printer in the Additive Manufacturing in the resource bar, you hit Properties. You can go ahead and update these properties, so your heights, you can adjust your print volume. You can make it a box, you can make it a cylinder, whatever print volume you actually have. You can change your origin X, origin Y to set it. So I've done all these settings for our current printer, which is a TAS 5. So we're going to go ahead and import the part that we just made here, scan example 1. You can hit add part, and in the add part dialog you can go ahead and hit open, and then we're going to take scan example 1. We're going to set it to the absolute location, and you can set it to constrain like assembly. It's basically just like an assembly import, but here we can see that we have a little bit of a problem, that the print bed is somewhere in there, and for some reason the scan came out at multiple size, so it looks like it's like a 10x scan or something. We can go ahead and scale the objects in our part, so we're going to hit cancel on that. And I'm going to go ahead and open an existing part that I had. I'll show you how to do it here for just an example, and then we'll open it. So you go ahead and select both of your solid bodies. You go to the feature dialog, and you scale body. And I actually found that this needed to be scaled down to 0.02. And you can adjust the scaling within the feature dialog, so it'll change that. And you can see here now it's substantially smaller. It's going to fit in our print bed now. So we're going to go ahead and import a scaled version of our part here. And see, I have the scaled objects already. It's set to absolute, so it's set to whatever dialog it is. So the great thing about working with additive manufacturing in NX is that when you make a change to the part, you can automatically just see it change in your print bed. So you can, if you see a feature you don't like, you see the scale is different, whatever, you can go ahead and it's going to ask you if you want to create a fixed constraint. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I don't want to move these at this point. But you can go ahead and open this in a new window, and you can modify it right in NX, change feature dialogues, holes, whatever you need to do, and then it'll be on your print bed ready to go. So NX does not have a built-in slicer yet. I'm sure that's something they might be looking into in the future, but currently it does output an STL file that a 3D printer with a built-in slicer can read, or you can go ahead and open a open source or whatever slicer program you prefer coming from NX. So we go ahead and hit generate, and this will go ahead and generate an STL file, and it'll print out the files that you need and send them to the local file. And in this local file, you'll see an output file. It's a 3D object STL file. And you can go ahead and then open that in a slicer or send it straight to your 3D printer, and it's ready to go. Hopefully this video helped you see some of the benefits of working with 3D printed objects within NX, from the ability to change the parts very quickly, from feature modeling to the orientation on the print bed, and the ability to output a file that goes directly to a slicer project or a 3D printer directly. I've been Ryan Glogowski for 4D Systems, and we'll see you in the next video.